Sup flappers, Genshin Impact's newest Cryo Nun has turned out to be quite a unit, but unlike other units, it's currently not set in stone exactly what she works best with. I have taken time to test her in different teams and as always have found a couple of them that works quite well. But do keep in mind that not all of my units are maxed out, so some teams do lack the punch, but do know that if you have the units already built, you will be getting much better results. There will be team recommendations for both main DPS Rosaria as well as support Rosaria and even support DPS Rosaria. Some timestamps will be included in the description, so do navigate to teams you already have. Starting with Team 1, with one of the more common teams I have found success with Rosaria is Xiangling main DPS. Now do note that Diluc works better due to how he can space out his pyro hits to sync with Rosaria's burst skill Cryo application, so for this showcase I will use Diluc, but do know that Xiangling works here as well and it's perfectly fine to run Xiangling. XingQiu support DPS, Bennett healer, and finally Rosaria for pure support. So this is a freeze melt team that focuses around using Rosaria's consistent cryo application to facilitate the team. While Kaeya can work in this comp as well, do know that it's more about preference here and not really about which one is better. Although Rosaria does edge out just a tad because of her talents being able to buff up your team's crit rate. For Team 2, we have Rosaria in the main DPS position with Fischl support DPS and Bennett healer again, finally ending with Xiangling in the support position. This team works around a double pyro resonance to apply not only melt but has Fischl to apply superconduct. So your physical DPS Rosaria can dish out the damage, but because we have Bennett and Xiangling, you are still going to be able to use melt in the team, so that doesn't go to waste. And do note that this particular team has many variations. You could take it in many different directions, and just know that this right now is just a skeleton recommendation, but do try it out yourselves. Maybe take out Fischl and put in someone of your choice. Maybe take out Xiangling and put in someone of your choice. The core here I do think is Rosaria and Bennett, but even Bennett can be taken out for someone like Jean. But the idea is that for Rosaria in the main DPS position, she could be ran as a physical DPS. Now, speaking of Rosaria in the main DPS position, we are moving into our third team, which is a weird one, but surprisingly it works. We have Rosaria main DPS, but instead of being a physical cup that you will be running, a cryo cup instead, because we have support DPS XingQiu, Bennett healer again, and to top it off, we got ChongYun in the support role. Now, holy smokes, this team is incredibly fun with infinite freeze by having Rosaria's auto convert into cryo. Is this an OP team? Not really, but it's incredibly fun. The idea is simple. You just use ChongYun's E to convert the field to cryo and have Rosaria become a pure cryo DPS. XingQiu and Bennett are great units to facilitate this team to make sure that melt never goes to waste, as well as applying consistent hydro attacks for the perfect freeze comp. Team 4, we move into Razor main DPS, Rosaria support DPS, Diona healer, and Fischl support. This is a Shattering Ice with high voltage double resonance team. Facilitating Razor requires units who have off-field presence, as Razor needs as much time as possible to be on-field and doing damage. Hence, someone like Rosaria and Fischl fits perfectly. Shattering Ice resonance here is a great buff, as well as Rosaria also providing decent crit rate buffs for Razor, so it actually opens you up to building more crit damage and resulting in much better overall damage. Finally, Team 5, we have Rosaria main DPS, Kaeya support DPS, Bennett healer, and Xiangling support. So much like Team 2, the difference here is that instead of going for a physical DPS team with Superconduct, we're instead going for a pure Cryo melt team with Rosaria and interchanging with Kaeya to fill downtime. So Rosaria and Kaeya will be sharing field time almost equally in this particular team, and their positions in the team can also be reversed due to which one you prefer more or which one you have better built. Ultimately, Rosaria is a unit that, while being good at what she does, is an alternative option to what we currently have. Kaeya can do similar things as she does, and while you may argue that Rosaria can buff her team, the effect of the buff is the same or less than that of a 2-star food buff. So while it's exciting that we finally got another new unit, unfortunately she isn't as game-changing as Bennett or XingQiu. That being said, it doesn't make Rosaria any less fun to play, and personally, that's good enough for me. And that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys got lucky with your summons this time around, and I know some are saving their summons to see what 1.5 has to offer. So do remember to subscribe, as I will be translating the Chinese livestream for 1.5 when it does drop. Remember, 18,000 subscribers to get the room tour, and 20,000 subscribers is going to be the girlfriend reveal. Exciting times are ahead as we approach patch 1.5, so fingers crossed for that. And of course, as always, I hope to see you all in tomorrow's video. So until then, stay safe and peace.